We lose a king and another king emerges. Toby Green is the new king of Sydney, you reckon?
Well, look, a lot of people might have thought that a Joel Lamarty or a Logan McDonald from the Swans or an Isaac Heaney would be the new king of Sydney.
No.
But I think one is emerging before our eyes. And I think the mantle may have just been handed over to the GWS Giants captain, Toby Green. What a superstar he is.
I tell you, he's on fire. For as long as he can stay away from the tribunal, he will kill it.
Could you be a bit more optimistic? He has.
Hey, Tubbs, look, I'm just being honest here, mate. He's got a track record here. As long as he keeps his head, he stays away from the tribunal, he's going to be at the top of it. He's going to be the king of Sydney.
Well, look, a lot of people thought with Buddy retiring, would he hand over the mantle to a Dustin Martin from the Richmond Football Club to come up and transcend a lot of not only AFL fans, because Sydney has quite a few AFL fans, but also to infiltrate the NRL supporter base. And Buddy Franklin has done that. Do we need a Dustin Martin who would appeal to a lot of neutral observers? He's covered in tattoos, good-looking bloke. The girls love him. Would he be able to do that? But he may not consider Sydney this coming off season. So, is Toby Green the ready-made replacement to assume Buddy's mantle? You and I both think so. Can he do it?
For sure, especially in the form he's in. I think Dusty is on the decline, unfortunately.
Unless a sensation against Melbourne on the weekend.
One in the last 20. Something's not right, as they say, at the moment. Something's not right. And
I don't think he's going to beat Richmond next year, so maybe you're right.
Yeah, so unless he gets over what he's fighting or what's really impacting him, Toby's going to be the king no matter what happens, even if he comes there.
I think the AFL and its broadcast partners, being News Corp, Fox Sports and Channel 7, need to get on board. Buddy Franklin was front page of Melbourne's Herald Sun today and back page, but the Matildas took the majority of the paper's front page because it's an international sport. So
in Sydney
and in Melbourne. So based on that, the broadcast partners in line with the AFL need to inject further publicity into the northern states and make Toby Green the face of football in this state.
Agree.
New South Wales.
Agree, but it's a World Cup, so we can give them the exemption.
Okay then, which is an extension of our previous conversation.
Yeah.
Should Buddy Franklin have been the main story on the Herald Sun's front page or the Matildas?
In Melbourne, yes, for sure.
Buddy Franklin?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree.
For sure.
Totally agree.
The World Cup's great and all, but Buddy's a legend.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's the decision to outshine Buddy on the front page was political rather than offering it up to the fans. And what I mean by that...
So? Yeah, how so?
Well, what I mean by that is Buddy Franklin has played for 18 years. He has legendary status, and he's only finished playing 3 days ago. What he has done for Australia, for the Aboriginal community, for the game of AFL, for the country as a whole, is almost unparalleled. So put him on the front page and put the Matildas on page 3 and the back page.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, if I'm going to be honest, because
I would have done the reverse.
Because Buddy, what he's done for the game, especially in Melbourne, where the game is so big, like AFL's everything here, literally. If you look at employment, you look at engagement, you look at entertainment, every metric you can think of, AFL's huge, right? It's the biggest sport in this country by a mile. Soccer, I love soccer too, but even if it's a World Cup, it doesn't matter. This guy is an absolute legend. He is a spectacle. He is the main event. When he used to play, People used to stop what they were doing, fans or not fans, just to watch him perform. Right? This guy retired. He deserves the attention more than anyone. All
Well, I
right?
totally agree. The only state which I would potentially question how much impact Buddy Franklin has had is Queensland. He was born in Western Australia, plays footy in South Australia by way of Hawthorn and Sydney. His Aboriginal heritage would have endeared him to the Northern Territory. Victoria, he played here, was an absolute superstar.
Oh,
Tasmania is an AFL state. He then moved to the Swans and became possibly the greatest player to ever don the red and white. So my only question,
player.
no, I'm going with Buddy. I don't think what Buddy did for people who didn't follow AFL, Plugger did not. Yes, Plugger was an enormous name, huge. But
Anyway.
what Buddy did, Plugger was an exceptional footballer. What Buddy did for female fans, corporate fans, kids, I don't think it can be defined. He had such an impact on the state of New South Wales that I don't even know the economic impact. It was so great.
Different times, but I still say Plugger. But anyway.
Well, I say Buddy.
That's it.
So which takes me back to my previous argument. Queensland would be the only state which wouldn't have an affinity with him. But even so, it's an AFL playing state through the Suns and the Lions. So he's had an enormous impact on the entire nation.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tones. You're an absolute legend. We'll catch you all next week. Take care, everyone.